What was the worst game of Truth or Dare you've ever played? Story 1. When I was in 6th grade, I was dared to let these 3 girls tie me spread eagle to the bed, clothed, and do anything they wanted for 10 minutes. I thought they were going to do something very nice. Instead, they spent 10 minutes dropping different objects onto my nuts from varying heights. One girl dropped a heavy tape dispenser on me, which made me cry. Story 2. Playing with a couple of buddies and some random girls at a party, one of my friends dares one of the girls to get fisted. She revolted, but another one of the girls perks up and says, "Ooh, pick me!" My buddy takes the girl up to the room. They come back in like half an hour. According to him, after he fisted her, they tried to do the dirty. Tried because the girl was too wide. Wonder why, and neither of them felt anything. We still bust his butt by calling him Fister Roboto. Story 3. When I was 13, a girl dared my older brother to show his butt. He pulled down his pants, bent over, and gaped his butthole. That's how he understood mooning. Story 4. 3 cups. 1 with water, 1 with toilet water, 1 with pee water. Blindfold. Pick a cup. Story 5. Playing in a group of girls all around 13 to 14 years old. The most kind-hearted girl there with the sweetest face, cute little curls and freckles is dared to take a dump on a plate in front of the rest of us. No hesitation, just giggles. Okay, where's the plate? The girl whose house it was at then proceeds to keep said plate in the basement freezer for a couple of weeks. For science, until her mom found it. I don't know if they kept the plate. Story 6. 4 in the morning. 2 guys, including myself, and 2 girls. One of them was deaf. Clothes came off, girls made out with each other, got dared to bang the deaf girl. Bang the deaf girl. It was good, but my God, the moans. I will never forget those moans as long as I live. They echo in my soul. The word I'd use to describe it would be frightening. Story 7. I was dared to climb a friend's apartment balcony in nothing but boxers and sneakers. I executed this task with top Spider-Man-like efficiency until another inebriated friend stepped out and began to piss off the balcony, not knowing I was just below. Needless to say, anti-piss instincts kicked in and I dropped 2 stories down into the parking lot. My profanities were heard echoing for miles around that night. Story 8. I got dared to answer the door and pay for the pizza we ordered completely naked. Whatever, easy, right? The doorbell rings. I stripped on quickly, and I grabbed the cash to pay for the pizza, but the pizza guy was not waiting at the door. It was the mom of one of the girls at the party. She had come to pick her up early, only to find me at the door naked. Her husband was my church minister. Story 9. I was playing Truth or Dare with a girl I liked on my trampoline when she dared me to eat a dandelion, one of the white, nasty ones that the wind hasn't blown away yet. A couple of rounds later, I dared her to kiss me. She said nope and made me come up with a new dare. I just ate a freaking dandelion hoping I would get a kiss playing this game. And I was 24 when this happened. Story 10. I was tied to a chair in only my underwear, covered in peanut butter, and they put me about 6 feet from the door and ordered a pizza. He wouldn't open the door when I was yelling at him that it was open. After about 3 minutes, he finally did, and he was pretty terrified. I told him the money was in the pocket of the jacket hanging up and that he could keep the change. He asked if I needed help, and I said, "Nah, my friends will come back eventually. I'm just really hungry." The dude set the pizza in my lap, which I thought was okay until he left and it started to burn really bad. My friends all came out of hiding after he left and just busted up laughing. At a party a while back, we were all 16 to 17 and getting drunk in my friend's barn conversion, which is away from her parents' house. We started playing spin the bottle, tame stuff, and everyone starts losing interest. However, the girl who hosted the party and my friend do not lose interest. They keep playing until they thought we'd all gone to sleep. Then they proceeded to have the nastiest, loudest, and teeth-bashing, gropey, horrible lovemaking you could ever imagine. For hours. I don't even know how, but we were all awake and we could all hear it. It was so loud you couldn't sleep. Their looks of shame in the morning, though, that was probably worth it. Story 12. I was right at the beginning of middle school. We were starting to play games like Truth or Dare at birthday parties. We were playing a variation, I think it's called 7 Minutes in Heaven. Anyways, it was my turn for the heaven thing. I was so rooting for the beautiful girl I had a crush on. Instead, it gets to a really weird looking girl I wasn't attracted to at all. In my head, I'm really let down. This girl wasn't attractive at all. Suddenly, the girl starts bawling and running out screaming something along the lines of, "Not with him!" Yeah. Story 13. There was this farm party when I was around 15 years old. Everyone was told to bring different types of alcohol or they'd regret it. Guess who forgot to bring alcohol? So the person who didn't bring any alcohol had to be subject to one dare. No chickening out, no limits. Basically, I had no choice or say in the dare, and I could only agree to it. So in the middle of the party, the host, who is a girl the same age as me, shouts that it's time for me to do the dare. She gets all her friends together and they plan the most embarrassing, exposing, devious dare ever. You have to let us blindfold you, tie you up, and do whatever we want for 15 minutes. Here's what happened. It felt like they were putting cold water on me. They told me it was ketchup, mustard, and other stuff like peanut butter. Eventually, they started to get pervy ideas, and soon enough, my pants are being pulled off. I feel the cold water again, but on my schlong. I freaked out, mainly because they whispered to take pictures. I'll never know if they did, but it was embarrassing as crap, and I really am nervous of those nudes circulating or something. Story 14. The only time I have ever played Truth or Dare was at a camping trip in 5th grade. One night, I was invited over to the popular tent where all of the popular boys and girls were playing a game of Truth or Dare. After about 10 minutes of watching people make out and crap, the boy who invited me dared a girl, whom I had a crush on, to kiss me. She ran out of the tent, screaming, while everyone laughed. I silently excused myself and cried myself to sleep. Story 15. My first real party was when I was 11 or something, and I was really excited because everyone else was 16 or so. Anyway, we played Truth or Dare and it starts out fine, but escalates quickly. Someone gets dared to motorboat some girl there. They're both fine with it, but mid-motorboat, her parents open the door to find a room full of teens watching a kid shoving his face into their daughter's breasts. Story 16. When I was still in high school, we played Truth or Dare at a public jacuzzi, but we were young and frisky, so we played a more adult version of Truth or Dare. So, 3 of my friends and 3 other girls, who were all attractive. It was a win-win situation. It all started off with me. One of the girls dared me to take down some sugar, which she strangely has in her car, and lick it off her friend's tongue, who has not shown up to the party yet. I was stoked off life. I was betting this girl was going to be super attractive. 5 minutes later, she walks in. I quickly turned to check her out with a smile. My smile quickly died. She was extremely unattractive. Her breasts were in different directions. Her face looked like a cow. She walks in and says, "Sorry, I was smoking a cigarette." They quickly inform her of the dare, and she agrees rather quickly. I'm trying to stall time. I even called my dad to pick me up, but he didn't answer. Everything was set. She had the sugar on her tongue and was waiting. There was no getting out of it. I walk over and look at her mouth. I see her teeth are yellow and smelt like cigarettes. I went in for the deed. She then breathed the most atrocious smelling breath that I have ever smelt. The smell was so horrific. I threw up all over her. I quickly apologized and ran out of there. Story 17. It wasn't Truth or Dare, but back in middle school we were standing at the bus stop and a kid found a comb and dared another kid to eat it. And he just straight up ate it right there. I don't even know how he did it. He just ate it. And I've always wondered how it got out. If it got out. He made $3 that day. Another kid in high school was dared to eat 3 rocks. So he just ate them right there. And he didn't even get paid. He just did it for free. He did it for himself. Story 18. Playing Truth or Dare at a party with my girlfriend, a couple of friends, and 2 fun, attractive females. Clothes had been removed, secrets shared. It was a good time. Then that guy showed up, daring girls to kiss him, removing clothes when no one asked him to. Finally, everyone just dispersed. Never seen someone kill a party like that. Story 19. The only time that I have ever played Truth or Dare was with a group of hyper-religious people. I was kinda indifferent, but I just started playing to placate them. The wildest question that I heard before I quit from sheer boredom was, how many times have you ever said the J word? The J word was Jesus. I kid you not. And keep in mind that they are not 7 years old. They are all over the age of 18. Adults! Story 20. Back in high school, we were at a party, and the truth or dare we played turned naughty pretty quickly, and one of the girls was dared to blow one of the jocks there. She agreed, and they went to the bedroom to complete the dare. All of a sudden, we hear a scream, and the girl comes out a few seconds later with blood all over her face. Turns out the girl had braces and somehow got caught on his junk, tearing a dime-sized piece of skin off of his junk. One of the other jocks at the party got to hold his buddy's junk while the ambulance came so he wouldn't bleed out. Fun times. Thank you guys for making it to the end of the video. If you want to see more like this, click the description down below and subscribe to the channel.